That down. Let's move on and talk about this, shall we? In the world of stupid, but you know what? I had fun with it. You got to talk about Godzilla X Kong. That movie, we've said before, is very dumb. It's dumb. What did you call it, Rob? The kaiju orthodontist movie?
The kaiju. We have
kaiju orthodontist.
Yeah, we got some dentists now.
Pretty dumb movie, but my God, if I didn't have fun watching it. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it as it was exactly what it was. Well, in the midst of, we talked about on Open Mic this week, somebody wrote in and said, hey, wait a minute, how come, like when a movie underperforms, everybody's talking about how bad the box office is, but everybody keeps ignoring some of the films that have been coming out and like hitting pretty good. Case in point, Godzilla X Kong, as it has just crossed the threshold and now become the highest grossing movie of all 5 of this Monsterverse franchise. The good folks over at Deadline pointing this out, Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, Adam Wingard's movie, becomes the highest grossing in Legendary's Monsterverse with a 570 worldwide box office. Said this, in a global box office that's still licking its wounds from the creative strikes, here's something to scream about. Godzilla X Kong, The New Empire, is the highest grossing movie in the Legendary and Warner Brothers Monsterverse franchise at $570 million. That beats the previous Monsterverse champ, 2017's Kong Skull Island, which stomped to a $568.6 million. Broken out New Empire's grosses are $373.7 million abroad and $169.3 million domestic. Overall, The New Empire is the highest grossing Monsterverse title in 35 markets, including Brazil, Colombia, France, India, Indonesia, Mexico, and the United Arab Emirates. And if we just go over and take a look at the overall chart, the first Godzilla one in this franchise, the one with Bryan Cranston, in 2014 made $524 million. Kong Skull Island was the highest grossing of all the Monsterverse, of course, because it's Kong and Kong is king. Made $568 million. Godzilla King of the Monsters made the lowest of the amount, came out at $387 million. And then Godzilla vs. Kong, which, remember, was released right as we were putting movies back in theaters after the pandemic, and it was a day-and-day release on HBO Max, still made $470 million. And of course, now Godzilla, The New Empire, is the new champ at 567, crossing now the $570 million mark as of today.
It would have made more. I mean, like 2 weeks ago, I was looking to see if they still had it in 4DX. Because for some reason that day, I felt like watching this movie again.
But only if it was in 4DX.
That's not going to be a premium screen.
But I'm saying, like, Jonathan hasn't even watched it yet. So
okay, why you got to call me out,
I'm
bro?
just saying he was enamored when I was watching clips on YouTube of like scenes in there.
Enamored
I
of
mean,
how
it's
high
a fun
he could
movie.
jump.
The clips are so fun to watch. I mean,
I still remember when we went to go see the movie. It was you, me, and Ryan, right?
Yeah,
went to go see. I just remember us laughing a lot.
Yeah.
In it, especially at a certain number. It's like, what? Okay. I mean, like, it's so much fun. And look, it goes to show again that I've been saying this for a while. We've been saying this since 2023. I remember we talked about this on Open Mic this week, but me and Rob talked a lot in 2023 about how, listen, guys, the first half or more of 2024 is going to be rough at the movie theaters, because with the strikes, production shutting down, and even projects that were done and like big tentpole projects that were supposed to come out in the first half of this year, getting bumped and pushed out. Listen, we're accustomed to having 3 or 4 new wide releases coming out, like prior to the pandemic, 3 to 4 new wide releases coming out every single week. And we were getting up to that point again when the strikes happened. And this year, we've literally gone 2 to 3 weeks sometimes without a new wide release coming out. It's like, so that's why some films like number 1 at the box office for the 4th week in a row, because nothing else came out. But even in the midst of that, there have been some big hits. Godzilla and Kong is a good example of that. We're about to talk about another one here in a second. That's why I've been saying for a while, to really get a feel for how the box office is doing, we're going to have to wait till we have the second half of the year, because that's when we're getting Inside Out 2, Despicable Me 4, Deadpool and Wolverine, Joker 2, Moana 2. Like, let's see how those come out and see how we really do. But even in the midst of this dry, desolate wasteland that we've had at the box office the last few months, still getting little wins like this. And it makes me understand even a little bit more, because some of you guys may remember we talked about this story the other day. Adam Wingard is not going to be returning to do the third film, the third Godzilla Kong film, because he's committed to do a film with A24 called Onslaught, and Legendary, the company behind these movies, has just said, we don't want to wait. Because I think that's what Adam Wingard was hoping, that they would wait for him to finish with this next Onslaught movie and then do another one. But they're like, listen, the iron's so hot, we want to do another one. And I kind of wondered if maybe they should wait for Adam, but this makes the decision even more wise, I think. You want to keep this ball rolling. And congratulations to those guys, Adam Wingard, Legendary, Warner Brothers, for this. It's a big deal, especially right now, making over $500 million like that, closing in on $600 million. So well done to them. Hey guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, The Perfect Jean. Guys, are you tired of the rough and rigid jeans crushing your boys? Well, today's sponsor, The Perfect Jean, finally solved all of your denim difficulties. They make great looking, perfect fitting jeans that are as comfortable as sweatpants. The secret? A special denim fabric that is super soft and has the perfect amount of stretch so you can squat, do yoga, or just sit around all day without ever having to take them off. I'm going to admit I was a little bit skeptical, because to me, jeans have always been jeans. They're practical, but not always the most comfortable. But I'm telling you guys, it's not an exaggeration. Once I put on these jeans, the Perfect Jean redefined what jeans can be to me. They're the perfect fit, they stretch, they breathe, and again, they're just insanely comfortable. So guys, it's finally time to stop crushing your balls in uncomfortable jeans by going to theperfectjean.nyc/Campea15. Our listeners get 15% off your first order plus free shipping, free returns, and free exchanges when you use code Campea15 at checkout. Again, that's 15% off for new customers at theperfectjean.nyc/Campea15 and use the code Campea15. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support the John Campea Show and tell them we sent you. Question is for you guys. What do you think about this? Godzilla x Kong has clawed its way to being the #1 box office film of this whole Monsterverse so far. Now, the Monsterverse hasn't been the MCU making billion-dollar films, but to see it break its own record, pretty encouraging to see. Whatever you guys think, jump down into the conversation below and let us know your thoughts.
What else?
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.